Hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. That is what we all say. I'm kind of thinking today of doing. I was going to draw, but then I decided, what if I just thought I was super cool and just did some weird gouache stuff? Like drawing with gouache. I did this really elongated Daredevil last night that I liked, so I was thinking maybe I will expand on that. But I want to actually punish myself and see. No, I don't. Not yet. I have some cheap gouache from a while back, and now that I'm more familiar with the medium, I was wondering if like cheap gouache could work. But I guess technically anything can work. It's just art. It's just art. All it takes is 500 million hours of practice and 4,000 failures and nobody seeing your work, and then it all starts to click. Let's see here. Oh, these are watercolor, aren't they? I think I'm going to start with a little bit of a wash. I'll probably just use this already laid out gouache for right now. I have like this palette. I don't know if anyone's been watching it all. It's fine if they haven't, but I have this gouache left over from last week's like wet gouache stuff. So anyway, I don't know. I'm just gonna see what I can do on here. It's gonna do like a weird. I'm gonna do like a weird Daredevil. Cause why not? He's like one of my favorite characters. And I'm not even, this is, nothing about this is even thought out. I'm just letting the paint kind of show me what is going to happen. So maybe that's the shape of his head there. We'll see how this all pans out, but I'm going to do the opposite now. I'm going to let the paint go ahead and dictate the drawing, like how it's going to look. It's kind of a fun exercise to do sometimes, to just let stuff fall in place. It'll make you doing stuff just differently from time to time will just make you a better artist over time. And it's fun to go out of your comfort zone. Like many people just paint, just straight up paint, and maybe I'll be that person someday. But I'm just so heavy with illustration. I love hard ink lines. Like, it just jives with my brain. I think it's because I grew up with like Jim Lee, like Todd McFarlane and cats like that who use like really distinct. I mean, it's comic book illustration, really, right? Like all of it is hard lines and stuff like that. It's kind of the whole point, as it were. So now I'm gonna just get like a little bit of a darker color. It looks like I had like a brown next to the red on this palette. I'm just gonna do like the neck. Just gonna have this weird elongated Daredevil. Oh, that'd be fun. Maybe. Thinking maybe his neck could like turn into a cityscape or something. This would be something fun to have on hand at a convention for other Daredevil fans, possibly. Unless it turns out horribly, then it won't be good to have. Because then people at comic conventions, if people don't like your art, they throw tomatoes at you, like the old vaudeville days. Just kind of giving like indication of a shadow. Light source is going to be coming from this side. It looks a little darker on my screen than it actually looks in front of me here, so don't fret if you're out there fretting. That's way too dark, it's crazy. So this horn here will just be like that. I think one of my favorite pieces I did a sketch cover of Daredevil and Hellboy just chilling. I thought that would be a fun team up, even though one deals with like the paranormal and the other hand-to-hand combat on the streets of New York. But hey, doesn't mean they can't have a team up. What if there were monsters in Hell's Kitchen? You're gonna need a Daredevil. So I'm using this it's pretty thick paper, but it is a watercolor pad, or what are they called? Gosh darn it. That is a pad, I believe. But they are attached to at the side. They're like glued, so you can get like really sloppy, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this style, because on a normal piece of paper, man, this would already be like so buckled and curled and stuff. But like here, you just gotta go crazy and use the water to my advantage to make like a weird final look, which I don't know what that will be, but yeah, you'll know when I know, because we are in this together. It's what you signed up for. So it's kind of weird looking. Now it looks like some sort of weird demon with its mouth open or something, but that will easily be fixed. It's always kind of funny to me the way they do like comic book art. To me, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say funny, but it's pretty simple, really, and it's pretty standardized. So but it's like something I never practiced. But it's one of those things, like if you practice it, like you just get it down, I would imagine. It's just like how I practiced my style forever, and finally figured out what I want to do, or what my style is, I guess you could say. Which is just elongated madness, basically, but it is what it is. So I'm just gonna give myself an indication of the lip. Whatever reason I chose that color, it looked like it was I guess it's like a green underneath this red here. I was using it to make a brown for, it was for bricks. I did a gargoyle a couple weeks ago on this sporadic stream. This Daredevil looks happy. He's like, what up? This is fun. I love being up here on the rooftops, just fighting people. Yeah, drawing in paint is something I never do. I never even really draw with brushes. It used to just look too crazy to me, like way too tedious and stuff. But really, it's not too bad. If you have a good brush, it's really not hard. I mean, I can literally line everything in brush now. I don't even need a pen. And I've only done it like 4 times, but it's just because I finally learned patience and stuff with painting, because painting can be, I'm like a really decent illustrator. It's easy for me to draw stuff, so I couldn't pick up painting like right away when I was younger, so I just kind of wrote it off. It's just a totally different beast, and once you learn it, it's pretty rad. Maybe someday I'll ditch the hard lines entirely and fade off into the sunset. I don't know why I'd fade off into the sunset, but it's cool. Just bear with me. Nothing I say actually makes sense. I'm just talking. I used to just talk because I was nervous. Now I just talk because why wouldn't I? It's like the whole point, right? I could turn up the music and just paint, but it's kind of fun to talk through the process. This is a very strange, un-Johnny like illustrate. Oh yeah, my name's Johnny, by the way. Don't even know. I have to look at my Twitch and all that. I set this all up a long time ago, and then I didn't really do anything with it for a grip. So I was working at a place that was pretty demanding, and so I just didn't really have time to care too much. Like I have like just enough time to create art and like do shows and sell it, but I still had to do the 9 to 5. So it was not important to me to know about social media stuff, because obviously the most important thing is to create the art. Take the time out to like show your process and stuff to anyone who cares to see it. If they even, I mean, I think people would watch it. I just don't think they show people stuff most of the time. Like, it's weird. I do pretty well at every art show. People know who I am. They book me for events, this and that, but I can't get any like social media views because I guess because I don't work at it. I guess I shouldn't. I'm not like complaining. Just and if you've never seen my stuff before and this is the first thing you've ever seen of me, you're probably going, bullshit, you don't sell any art. I'm kidding. I like this. It's just weird. It's kind of a fun way to do Daredevil too. I need to do like a white highlight and stuff to make those horns stand out. This is weird though. I actually need, at the moment, will this zoom? Yeah, there you go. Find it. There you go, camera. You're a champion. Maybe I'll try this crappy gouache. White. I just need a highlight on the second horn so it like makes sense to my brain. Holy crap, I think this good. The crappy gouache like exploded powder everywhere. I'm just calling it crappy gouache. It's just very cheap gouache. I don't know if it's crappy. But I highly recommend, if you're going to paint, if you go in to look at supplies, and you'll see there's like the lower end price range and the medium and the higher. Get the medium or higher range stuff. Like, just do yourself a favor, especially if you've never painted before. There's 2 reasons. Like, really, if you buy the cheap stuff, you're gonna have to do several passes, several coats to get the quality you want, or like the look you want, which takes more paint, and you're gonna think you suck as an artist, and it's not even your fault. It's just there's no pigmentation in the paint. So I always recommend just spend a little bit of extra. It really balances out to the same in the end, because you use less paint. And then, not only that, you won't think you suck. I mean, you may suck. I don't know. I feel like most people can learn most things. I think almost everyone should paint. It's like one of the most therapeutic things you can do, and it's very cheap and easy. And there's no stakes. It's not like there's like some rule or law. Like, oh, you bought a painting set, you better know how to paint by Thursday, or we're coming to shut you down, or something. I don't know. My point is, I think you should all paint. He has a little bit of gloss on his His eyes there. I like the sloppy look to this. No, it's very strange. I need to do more on the shadow there next to this horn, just for my brain to accept it. I don't even know exactly what that means, really, but I'll definitely make sure to use a red I haven't used yet, so then I have to repaint the whole thing. So this horn definitely needs to be more pronounced in its intention, but I'll figure that out in a second. I think I have to let that dry out. Like I want the horn to be like clearly there. Try to use a little bit of blue there, but nah, I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe it will. That's like the fun thing too, man, like mixing colors. Especially when you have wet on wet, like, or a very wet medium like this. It lends to it. I guess it works, man. I like it. Skin tone's a little bit funky, but that's alright. I want it to be a little bit more artistic, I guess, as it were. Not necessarily like clear, classic flesh tone, but I mean, it works. His neck looks horrendous, though. Looks like he'd be going to the hospital with whatever's going on there. So now, thinking maybe I could just kind of go in and ink it up a little bit and finish this out, but for now I'm gonna go ahead and kind of make this make sense how it ends. Like have his neck maybe indication of shoulders. It's pretty smart. It's pretty fun, honestly. I didn't think I'd want to just go in and be like, I'm gonna just paint with no ideas. So instead I made this weird Daredevil bust. That I think is pretty fun. Let's see if I can make it want to make, obviously there's got to be a moon, dude, like not a moon dude, but a moon. Because he's just going out at night busting heads, you know? I mean, he can't help himself. It's just kind of who he is. If I can get this dark area here to cooperate with me, that'd be great. It did. Only because I used a very dark. That's pretty dope, though. Let's mix it in really good with this. I think it's like a lavender of some sort. But it's providing the exact shadowing that I feel this needs. He does need some shadowing on the face too, especially under here. Maybe not that dark, but pretty weird Daredevil, dude. Gotta hand it to myself. I can do weird shit. um, Definitely not my normal art style for sure, but a good practice. I do need to lighten him up a little bit, I feel, but at the same time, make some of these shadows darker. Elongated Daredevil needs you to know he's got some muscle tone. He ain't playing. It's weird because I know if I go in with pen, I can make this look really more my style. But then I'm also like, it's kind of fun to like just leave it looking cray. That's what the kids are calling it. They're like, that's some cray stuff. So now I'm gonna just do some indication of some background so it doesn't look so sterile. It's Hell's Kitchen after all. He might just be at Martha Stewart's kitchen though. He looks very okay in this rendition of the Daredevil. It's funny, I got into Daredevil when I was a kid because I was like super X-Men head, and my buddy was like a Punisher guy. He like loved the Punisher, and we'd always argue about like Wolverine and Punisher, which wasn't fair because like Wolverine's like an invincible mutant. But anyway, he got me a Daredevil comic once to try to like break my X-Men stuff. Like, I don't know. And I think he got it as like a joke, kind of to be like a jerk. Like, haha, you thought you were going to get like more Wolverine and X-Men, but you got this like guy that always fights the Punisher. And ended up just really liking Daredevil, so it kind of backfired. But, I mean, like, how can you not? He's like one of the best properties in the MCU, in my opinion. I don't know. This is not necessarily the representation of him that I see, but it is like a fun little weird quick painting to try it out, see if I like doing stuff this way. It's cool, it looks cool, it's interesting. If nothing else, I have captured the interesting nightlife of Matthew Murdock. But if I were to do an actual planned out one, I've done several actually. They're all pretty fun. They're all elongated and weird. I mean, if I'm going to draw some property that someone's drawn a billion times, like, why would I not do it? My style, at least in some capacity, like, doesn't even make sense. It already kind of feels like copying in a way because it's not my property, but and because I make my own properties and stuff, so fan art is cool, but I think eventually you have to have your own art too, or have your own art first and then maybe mess with fan art when your homie who owns a comic shop is like, you should draw fan art, and I'm like, I should. I honestly just always thought you'd get like immediately sued and arrested or something. I didn't know you were like even allowed to do it. But I hate, I shouldn't say I hate, my friends who work in comics, the ones who work for Marvel and DC and stuff, the stuff they described, it sounded like it wouldn't be a whole lot of fun for me personally. If your passion is to draw Spider-Man all day, like I bet it's fucking amazing. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that passion either. I'm not like knocking it. It's just not what I want. For me, I had another buddy who worked at Lucas Arts. Kind of said the same thing, which is kind of sad for me. Like, I don't know. You grow up like wanting to do that stuff, kind of, because it's like, I don't know. It's like the stuff you look up to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the art of your childhood or whatever. And you know, that's just what people said too. It's not like, if I wanted to try it, I could probably make anything very enjoyable and pleasant. It just, I think what happens is people get these jobs. They'll get a job at like Lucas, or they'll get a job at Marvel. And they're like highly skilled artists to begin with. That's why they got hired. But then once they're in the thick of it, I think they realize like literally all they're doing is like drawing. Like they're doing like grunt work, kind of. Like it's like stuff that's kind of, like they thought they were gonna go create like the next Darth Vader or something, but instead they were tasked with like drawing eyeballs all day for the next movie or whatever. That's like the tales that I heard, which again, I guess that kind of falls on people too. Like if you have these expectations that you're gonna like go in somewhere and oust the guys who like did the original Star Wars movie, because they're like still there. And so why would you like get the job of like someone who's been doing Star Wars since the 70s? So I kind of get all of it, to be honest, but yeah, so I just draw for myself. That's what I want to do. I like my visions. Every once in a while I can stray and do some weird Daredevil. God, that looks horrible on screen. It looks way better in person, I promise you. Let's see here. So note to self, maybe not just paint on screen. No, I probably have to adjust the camera. It looks smoother than it looks on screen. Like on my screen, it looks very washed out. Hopefully it's not. But again, whatever. This is for me anyway. Doing this for me. It's a habit I need. So I'm gonna give them like better highlights, which I normally would do with a paint marker actually, but it's kind of fun to do it this way. I'll probably cave and use a pen to make this look better. Just so I could gift it or sell it. It's cool. It's not horrible, but it's always good to have some Daredevil stuff on hand. Because I think everybody knows he's just kind of the man, you know? He's just kind of a dude that we all like. Everyone, no matter what. Everyone likes him. It's just fact. I like that I kind of just made it look like he has like a pointy devil nose. So that's pretty sloppy. It's a pretty sloppy Daredevil as promised. I'm just kind of trying to even this out, but I have incorporated a weird red there. And it looks like it's like pooling, which is interesting and fun. But yeah. If I once I add the line work to this, which I'll just do in a second and let this dry, and then just go over it with like a Bic pen for craps and giggles. Because it's like fun. It's just not. It's a little bit too sloppy for my style, for my tastes. Maybe just kind of unifying it with a gloss over in red will change that. That right here, this side, on this side of his face, kind of needs something too. That is the fun thing about painting, though, especially if I break out like that. If I broke out the gouache in tubes, and I painted on this for like another bit of time, I bet I could make this actually look freaking insane. Because that's all it takes is some layers, and then kind of seeing where you want to add stuff, where you want to protrude. Like, it's like sculpting, basically. You just start to mess with it a little bit more and more, and it starts to just come together the way you want it to. And it's just like how long you want to put into it, basically. But this is just a morning sketch to put off all of the business stuff. The boring stuff. No, it's just to set the tone for the day, because I think it's good to start off with positive stuff that you enjoy. Keeps the day feeling good, I feel like. I could probably just leave him like this without even hard lines, and maybe just even throw it in as like an extra when someone buys a sketch cover or something. I like to do that. People really enjoy when you let them know that you appreciate them, you know? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of artists out there who are better known, who don't always take the time to let people know how much they are appreciated. You know, like, I don't think they need to like do much, I don't know. But sometimes I just feel like it's just like a cold interaction. It's like your hero, you've been like wanting to meet your whole life, and then it's just this kind of that was weird. But I guess also we may just understand they're probably in very high demand, and they mean nothing by it. It's just they're busy, which is fine and dandy too. But I don't know. I think there's like a fine line. I feel like a lot of artists don't show appreciation, so I like to throw extra stuff in when people order from me, because it's pretty dope that anyone wants my work. It was a weird Daredevil, and I'm proud of myself that I did it in, I don't know how long. Wasn't very long though. And it's pretty fun. And let me see though. Let me see if I can make this moon a little cooler. Probably not. You can't even see it. It's off the screen. Pretty weird extra highlight there. Hope it dries okay. If not, I'll fix it. Keep wanting to like put a little highlight on the eyes, but I swear it makes him look like he's supposed to have pupils there or something. I don't like that at all. I'm not a fan, as it were. Let me just throw one little highlight here. Why is this? There we go. A little bit of highlights never hurt nobody. And then for whatever reason, a little triangle. He needs that there. And then the finish him move of a sloppy signature. And there you have it. Weird Daredevil. A weird, sloppy Daredevil. But whatever, man. He's rocking it. And it looks pretty cool in person. Promise. Not lying. I should hop in and finish this Medusa I started. Where is it? Maybe it's just a typical run-of-the-mill Gorgon. That is not the notepad there. I think this is the notepad. Whoops, that she was in. Yeah. It's kind of fun. So maybe I'll do that next. I was like, the snakes are going to be a little bit rough to do my normal style. So putting the added pressure of like working around streaming equipment seems to be kind of like not fun to my brain. But anyhow, I wish you all well, and I will be seeing you again soon. I will have a set schedule soon. I'm just trying to figure it out. Some mornings are later than others, and I'm just thinking maybe I should start even earlier and just keep a consistent schedule, so if people do want to join and listen to me talk about my process, it'll be consistent. So you know when. I need to figure out also how to archive stuff in case people can't make a live. I don't foresee. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just babbling now. Have a great Wednesday. Thank you for watching.